Okay, today in this post I'm going to break down another Pamela Landy scene from the Bourne series, just to kind of show again a positive female manager example, like a good role model of that expression, and also I would call her like highly integrated. It's almost like she can think with both her masculine and feminine minds, and almost great like synchronicity. So this is a scene again. You have the classic CIA director, male, alpha male type almost, who's directing this effort. And Pamela Landy, they're on similar authority levels, and she's brought in to help with the search effort. And on a developmental level, what's significant here is just showing how the feminine can be or actually like powerful. Like the integrated feminine is actually like a really powerful tool, and it kind of shows, it showcases that thinking style, just on a behavioral level. Not only shows her power, but also shows his weakness, like the weakness of this classic Americana approach, of problem solving and problem management and worldview, I guess. So in this scene, they're trying to track down Jason Bourne. She's brought in to get down or to track down Jason Bourne. And I'll just play the scene and then we'll do some analysis on it.
People, Pamela Landy and her associate Bob Cronin, and she's going to be quarterbacking the search effort. Say your names and your specs, please.
Well, let's do names later, okay? What's Bourne's last fixed position?
London 1202.
Status, was he armed, wounded?
Alive, mobile, and unknown.
You have an echelon package? Yes. Why is it on? We were waiting. Waiting for what? What? Listen, people, do you have any idea who you're dealing with? This is Jason Bourne. You are 9 hours behind the toughest target you have ever tracked. Now, I want everyone to sit down, strap in, and turn on all you got. That would mean now. Thank you.
Can you see the deployment plan?
I want everything you got on Ross on screen 1.
Sir, I think we have something. We just hacked Ross's email account at the Guardian, found round-trip tickets to tour in Italy yesterday. 0800 arrival, 1205 departure.
I think we can be pretty certain that Bourne's not your source.
Ah.
Ross has called to his editor where he said he just meant the source took place just after his Turin flight landing. Had a source in Turin.
Oh?
So what? Bourne met Ross in Turin for breakfast, and then at noon the same day, Bourne calls Ross to demand to meet a border route.
Maybe they were even on the same flight. Cross-check the secure cell phone usage of everyone with FBI clearance. Yes, all calls going in and out of Turin Italy this morning.
The guy you're after is a CIA operative with clearance above top secret. He's committing treason by talking to Ross. You really think while doing that he's going to use a cell phone that he knows we can track?
Zero results on the cross-check. So you got any better ideas?
Yeah, look at all the people whose cell phones were switched off the entire period Ross was in Turin. I mean, if your people were on their phones as much as mine, the list would be pretty small.
Three names: Tom Brewster, Jack Boulan, and Neil Daniels.
Okay, now check everything in Ross's apartment against those names. Check for common patterns. For anything that indicates who Ross got.
Pull it up. Good document. Take it. Over here. Like the initials. We're not bring that up on name.
Neil Daniels. Station chief in Madrid, isn't he?
Alright, and they got their man. So, and she got it really quickly. So, again, it's really quick, that clash, and you kind of have to know what you're looking for, and know like the different processing patterns, and to see the weaknesses, right? The feminine thinking style, hers is very integrated, but she's not alienated from her right brain, emotional brain. So I think like a Hillary Clinton would be a good example of somebody who has masculine brain integration, but is kind of alienated from her feminine side a little bit. This Pamela Landy has both. I mean, she's both in touch with her feminine, but can integrate the positive aspects of the rational, logical mind, right? So, and it just displays, I mean, it shows her in the full spectrum, right? So again, let's roll back the scene. So she's first initially started out, let's do names and introductions and ranks. And so a normal feminine, if she was completely identified with her feminine, then she would go through that and make sure everybody feels welcome, and make sure everybody feels cared for and everything. That's the tendency for the emotional brain, and again, it's just a tendency, to watch out for the well-being of the situation as opposed to the outcome. Okay, so the masculine is focused on getting to point B. The feminine is more focused on like the emotional well-being of the trip. But because of the time crunch, she recognizes rationally, like, there's a time crunch. This is a hard topic. This is a hard target, and this is an important outcome that we reach. So she shuts that intuition down and says, "Hey, we'll do this later." She doesn't make it a big thing. She's not huff and puff and saying, "No introductions, let's get it done." She's not like that. She says, "Hey, we'll do names and introductions later. Let's focus on what the situation is." Okay. And even her tone is just like pitch perfect, right? So I think the Tao says the master is soft even when he's being hard or she's being hard. And this is, this character does it perfectly. Like, she is very direct. Come on, people, let's do this, people. Let's go, go, go. But she's not like angry about it. She's just still very flexible with it, and just very she's not angry at them, she's not condescending with them, but she is pushing them forward. That would mean now, people, right? Because it's a very just time intensive situation, and it's a very like national security oriented challenge. So all those things, her ability to hit that note in her character was actually like extremely well done, in my opinion. So but it even goes further. So she not only goes through the efficient solution, which is a more masculine tendency. So she entered that situation with the most efficiency, beeline. Okay, what's our situation? Here's what we need to do now. Okay, but also you see her step into the feminine perspective, which is to be more whole-brained, and also to understand emotional orientations, and to understand intuition, and to understand motives. Like, men will tend to be more focused on what specific actions this person has done, but the feminine is just more understanding of motives, and more big picture, whereas the logical mind is much more on the myopic level, looking at the details, right? And this comes into play in different areas. So the first one, or the major one that sticks out is the phone recommendation, right? So the CIA chief, the male, takes the most logical solution. Okay, if the target is in Madrid, let's track all of the operatives that are in Madrid who called this reporter. Okay, and so they did a quick database search, and they did not find it. And so, I mean, this is the masculine tendency. I mean, that's the most logical solution. Okay, if you have a leak in your organization, track the phone, see who called this editor. That's point A to B, and he's trigger finger on the action, right? So he's first to the punch as far as action. But she takes a step back, and she thinks a little bit, and she immediately recognizes that this is the wrong situation. Okay, she's like, you know what? He's not going to have his phone on. He's essentially committing treason, she says. Okay, so that's a recognition of the emotional dynamics of the situation, right? So she's looking at understanding that level, the problem on that level, and then she's understanding from the emotional level, from that motivational level, she's understanding that situation, and then she's looking at the behavioral thing. Okay, so that's her thinking in her feminine mind, her emotional mind. But you also see her go right back to her logical mind, which is, how do we track that? Well, you track that by looking at who had their phones off at that time. Okay, so it goes immediate from problem awareness and motive awareness and seeing so that's the feminine emotional perspective, big picture, just teasing out what the larger patterns are that he can't see immediately. And then she goes right to the rational, logical male brain to say, okay, track whose phones were off. Right? So that's the practical solution. They track whose phones were off. You get down to 4 names, and then you start to look for those 4 names in all the on all the notes. And she got her person. And what you have to wonder is how long it would take him to figure this out. You know, I think it might take him a long time just to tease that out. He's strictly focused on Jason Bourne, strictly focused on catching him, running him down. But she's looking at the bigger picture. She's looking at the motives of the situation, and she's able to quickly take a step back. Like, he may be first off the line as far as action goes, but it's the male tendency to just like act before you think, and so like kind of run in circles, and that's kind of like almost the American tendency too. But hers is to take a step back, perceive the situation, grasp the problem from her emotional mind, because she'll sense the problem from her emotional mind, and then go completely to the rational brain and apply the most logical solution, having understood the problem first. So you see complete like awesome brain balance and like outstanding strength and like feminine rational integration, and you see her like exhibiting more of the feminine side. So this is her in a more masculine oriented time. Anytime you're in an outcome oriented leadership position where there's a time crunch, you're going to automatically go to a more rational setting. That's probably the more efficient setting. But you see her able to integrate positive emotional elements to have her understand the problem. So to me, as far as any movie scene exhibiting that kind of brain balance and also that clash of the dark masculine, I guess, the inefficiency. I know no other movie scene that has shown that dynamic at work. So it's a very strong case for how how the females can be positively integrated into a work environment for better outcomes, right? So, in hers specifically, I mean, this character specifically is very strong in that developmental sense. So, again, great examples. I'll do some more analysis on the Bourne movies and just more general psych analysis later on. Thanks for listening.